Hey guys, so today I turned 24 and it's quite late right now, but I want to do a reflection video on the past few years just for me personally and for the business, how everything has gone in my life in general. And because I realize how far I have come in the past few years, and I think me making this video is going to help a lot of others out there as well, kind of understand their own journey through life currently. Turning 24. I am not old. I'm not young either. Uh, my best friend calls me Unc, and he's only 2 years younger than me. But yeah, it's really interesting to me because over the last 3 years, I feel like, and I mean I have, but I feel like I've grown a lot as just a person. Um, I've gone through so many hardships that I've come out on the other side as somebody who just is able to deal with all of the problems that gets thrown his way. Like I probably it might not seem it, but I go like I bounce up and down all the time. Like you could say it's like hitting the trenches every couple weeks. And it's not a great feeling, but I think it's something that you go through running a business. There's always going to be hard things. That's what I've realized, and maybe a lot of you guys don't actually know, but 3 years ago, just a little bit over 3 years ago now, at the end of 2022 in December, my mum passed away from cancer, and so a lot of hard things have happened since then. She was actually battling cancer for 5 years prior to her passing. And so now I guess it's been like 8 years that we've had to go through these struggles. I was going through high school, going through uni at the time. And when she passed, I was only 20. So it's coming up to, end of this year. It's going to be 4 years since she passed. And I I feel it myself, but it's also great to hear it from others. My best friend and my girlfriend also mentioned that, you know, where I am now is a lot further than most people are, and that my mum would be proud of the person I am today. And I truly believe that as well because, her passing was a catalyst for me to actually take action and do the thing that I knew I always wanted to do, but I always had the fear of doing. And, the event itself kind of was a wake up call to me that the path that I was on was not meant for me at all. And I just had to do something about it because it's actually, at least in my eyes, my parents going through the Vietnam War, escaping all of that, coming here as refugees, building an entire life. It was disrespectful of me and a betrayal to go down the regular path, to not achieve anything, and to not, try to gain more success than anybody in my family had ever done before. And so, yeah, the last few years have been a big fucking struggle mentally, physically, emotionally. I've gone through so many things, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. But in my case, I've had to level up so many times that it 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 feels weird to me now, where even every month, even every few weeks, that I don't have an entire shift in who I am. And so, even the past year from 23 to 24 now, I feel like I've gone through at least 20 different upgraded versions of myself where I've learnt new things, I have applied myself in different ways, I've broken some bad habits, limiting beliefs, and I've just come on the other side as a better person overall, which is pretty much the entire concept of this video. And something interesting that not a lot of people know, or you might not know watching this video, is that my business name, my company name, is called Comfect, Comfect. And so It actually stands for the compound effect. I started the business with this name when I started the business. This is when I had no experience doing anything in business. I had no skills. I had no network to leverage. I pretty much had nothing. But the one thing I did have was my belief, my energy, and my time, right? And so what COMFEX stands for in the compound effect, essentially, it means that as long as you constantly improve, getting 1% better every single day, over a period of time, your life will change, and the goals that you've been working so hard towards are going to come into reality and into fruition because you've gotten that 1% better every single day. And so, ever since I started the business around the time of my mom passing until now, I can genuinely say that I have been improving at least 1% every single fucking day to get to the point where I am right now. And for the past roughly 2 months or so, just in 2026 so far, my business has cash collected over $160,000 in total so far. And it's a crazy thing for me to reflect back on, because the version of me last year at this time, when it was my birthday, probably could not have fathomed this at all. Not like actually having it in reality, but I told myself even last year that I already knew that I had this result in my head. Reality just had to catch up to me and how fast I was moving mentally. And so I think that's kind of the reflection of my thought process, my beliefs, my mindset around business and just improving in life in general. As long as you are constantly improving, as long as you set the goals, you're already there, and you just do the work every single day, reality is going to catch up. And all of a sudden, all the things that you wanted, all the things that you always dreamed about, they're just going to come to you. And that's really catching up to me quickly this year. My previous video where I talked about, the year of the horse, was essentially going over how in the year of the horse, which is the Chinese zodiac, things are going to be moving quickly. They're going to be very, very, how do I say it? Like very fast paced, right? Where if you can imagine a horse, it's just fucking running, right? And on top of that, it's the year of the fire horse. And so, blazing, like running fast as fuck. And that's how I feel like my life is currently. Like things are moving extremely quickly without me actually having the time and the space to pause, to take a breath, to collect myself and reflect. And so I want to make sure that, my own birthday, I actually do get the chance to sit down, talk to the camera, kind of document my thoughts right now, because it's another year in life, another year in business, another year with my girlfriend, with my family. There's a lot to be grateful for, and there's so many things that I want to do and I want to achieve that are all going to happen, by the way. Every single one of my goals is going to come true, or already has come true, which is the coolest thing. And so, yeah, I think this year really does mean a lot to me as well. Now that I'm 24, which is the year of the horse for myself, I see it as something where there's no other possibility except for me to win, if that makes sense. Like, everything is primed and perfect. We've now built one of the best teams in the entire industry. At least that's in my belief so far, and I truly believe that we're only going to get better together. I feel like my relationship with my girlfriend Evelyn is the strongest it's ever been. Obviously, business is the best it's ever been. And outside of that, like me mentally, I feel so strong. It's like I've built that muscle. I've gone through the hardships, and now I'm so mentally tough, where there's so many challenges or so many hardships, so many things that bring me down or can bring me down, and I can so easily and quickly just snap out of it because I've gone through it so many times now. And I think that's something that most people don't ever get the chance to do, like actually build up that muscle to not really care about the bad things that happen to you in life, because a lot of the time people will face bad things and they will just crumble. Whereas now I kind of come to the fork in the road where a bad thing happens, and then I can either decide to, completely crumble under the pressure, under the weight, and feel sorry for myself, or I can just do whatever's necessary to fix it and move along with it. And so that's been my mindset, especially over the past year, where I just see a problem, I find the solution, I create the solution, and I fix it. And that's been a really helpful thought to me as well, knowing that I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I can make as much money as I want, sorry. I can do the things that I want, and even if I can't yet, I will be able to once I make more money, right? Like, there's nothing you really cannot do without money. And I don't want to make this about money, but it is the best resource and tool in the world to achieve the life that you're looking for. And so for myself, like, outside of myself, I want to do so many things for others, for my girlfriend, for my family. I want to give the world to my girlfriend because she's done so much for me. I want to give back to my dad. He's a single father, came here, provided an entire life for me, myself, my siblings, my mom, his own family as well. And I truly just want to give back to him for doing that. And so the only way that I'm capable of doing that is if I make more money, and if I'm able to give him more money or do things that, only money can do. Pay for the bills, pay for car insurance, whatever it is, right? Take him on trips, give him things. Like, there's like, you can't do things without money. You cannot care for the people you care about without money. And so for, people just working in 9 to 5s or not really trying hard, me personally, I can't fathom why the fuck you wouldn't try hard or like go risk it all to do something that will change your own life and your family's life as well. I just don't see a world where I don't work hard and I don't make a fuck ton of money. And that's not to be, boastful or, all up myself. I just have this very strong delusional confidence in myself that I will create the life that I've always dreamed of. And yeah, again, this video is to just talk about that and reflect on where I've come from. I'm literally a normal dude from Sydney, Australia. I was born here, grew up here, went to school. I went to a selective school, went to university at UNSW. Like, I'm no different from everybody else here in Australia. I've been so fortunate to grow up here, have an amazing life, make so many friends here, and just be blessed to be in such an amazing country. But the one thing that makes me different is that I want more, because what I've noticed and what I'm trying to spread the word about is that Australia is a very comfortable country. It's a very safe, beautiful country, right? But on the other side of that, it actually has a certain culture called the tall poppy syndrome that holds you back whenever you try to achieve anything. And so for me, I've always wanted the best of the fucking best, like everything out there. And the easiest way to describe the best of the best is obviously the materialistic things, the flashy things, the cars, the watches, jewelry, all that kind of stuff, the houses. But I want more because life has so much more to give. And that's the difference between me and other people out there, or most people out there, because I realize that I cannot have the life that I want to have without money. And if I don't do something about it, I'm not going to achieve it. And the only way to actually get out is by starting a business, is by running a business, building skills, just not working in a traditional job, because that's obviously going to keep you capped, as I'm sure most people know. And so 3 years ago, I took the leap of faith. I said fuck it. I went all in. There was nothing really else to lose. You lose one of your parents, and it kind of just wakes you up to the fact that, like, what the fuck is it all for? My mum was not even, maybe she just touched 50 years old, right? Like, only half a decade. Most people's parents are still alive at 50, and my mum was just gone. And to think about it as well, like, my siblings were younger than me. I was 20 at the time. My siblings were, 18, 16, and 14. I can't even imagine it in their shoes. And for me to go through an experience like that and have this responsibility and still stay stuck in an opportunity that is just completely capped makes zero sense to me. And so taking that leap of faith, like, honestly, there was no other option for me. I could not imagine myself doing anything else apart from just running a business and succeeding. And the first thing I tried wasn't even that fucking successful. Like, I tried dropshipping, didn't work. Obviously, the next step for me was I tried out a marketing agency, and that did work. Like, it went very fucking well. And that's where we are now, right? After running a marketing agency, scaling it up, and now teaching other guys how to do the same thing, that's how I've been able to provide and give back to my loved ones. But apart from that, just doing something, running a business, getting out there, getting uncomfortable, going through the trenches, that is what has gotten me to this point. And looking back on it all, I would have changed nothing. I would have risked everything. I've spent over $50,000 in courses, programs, mentorships, and I wouldn't change it for anything, because I wouldn't be where I am today without investing in those things or taking the risks. You don't know if you're going to get your return on investing into those things. But in my honest belief, the actual return you get is not really from the program or from the person themselves. It's more so there's a switch that goes off in your mind when you invest in things and you take risks, and you understand that you need to give to receive. You need to give money to receive information, to receive knowledge, to receive a network that builds you. And maybe the program itself, or maybe the mentor themselves, don't exactly, change the business or cause you to have any sort of specific growth that is tied to them, but your mindset will shift, your network will grow, your perspectives will change. And that's honestly the most important thing that anybody can have. Like, when your mind just switches and you understand what the fuck you need to do, who you need to get help from, and how you should walk through life and how you should take action, that's all you need. And so, yeah, that, the past 3 years of business has just been that, going through as many failures as fucking possible, increasing my failure velocity, which means, going faster, failing faster, and learning and iterating faster than other people. That's what's gotten me here. There's no other thing that can really give you a shortcut, essentially. And I'm very glad that it's taken this long. It didn't have to take this long, and it's different for every person, right? But for myself, I'm glad that I've gone through this period of time where I've actually had to learn, and it's been stretched over a couple of years. But what that means for me now is that I understand the speed at which you need to move to actually achieve the success you're looking for. Like, I could have been at this level now 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Like, it doesn't actually take that long to get the success you're looking for. It just takes moving and acting as fast as fucking possible. And the only way that you'll experience what that actually looks like, what that actually feels like, is by getting around other people who are ahead of you that are doing the thing you want to do or have achieved the thing you want to, because seeing and being in their presence where they just move so fast, they think fast, the decisions they make are just like snappy as shit. Like that's what really pushed me and showed me how to operate as just a business owner and a human in general. You don't get that from family or from friends, that are around you. Nobody moves that fast. It's not the culture. It's not how everybody acts around each other. Nobody's just moving with speed like that. And I've actually had this realization in the past couple of weeks or so, but through scaling the business to the highest it has ever been so far, I've had a really interesting perspective change where I know this, making this kind of money, over $75,000 a month, is incredible. But it also feels so slow because now I'm again, I've kind of gone from big fish, small pond into small fish, big pond type territory. And the way my perspective has changed is humongous, because I see people out there making millions of dollars a year, billions of dollars a year, and I realize I can actually do that as well, but I'm not currently there. That makes me feel like I'm slow as fuck. And that's what you need. Like, you need to get around other guys that make you feel slow as fuck, or mentors that are so much further ahead of you, or even a few steps ahead of you, that are just faster than you or know more than you. And like, it should piss you off that you're slow, that you're not at the level you want to be yet. At least that's how it was for me, right? Over the past couple of months, like the past 6 months has been probably my fastest acceleration in terms of personal growth, in terms of business growth. And I think the best way that I could describe this feeling, or like this visualization, is if you've ever driven on a highway. For the guys in Australia, you might understand this, but when you are going, for example, 60 kilometers an hour in a normal residential road, right? Feels decently fast. Or if you're going 80 kilometers an hour on a normal residential road, it feels quite fast. But then you get onto the highway and you start going 100 kilometers an hour, which is objectively faster or objectively better, right? You get to 100 kilometers an hour on a huge highway, and it feels like you're going 40 kilometers an hour, right? And it's just relative to the size of the field that you're playing on, or the players around you as well. Like, if everybody around you is going at 100 kilometers an hour and you're also going at that speed, you guys look so slow just going next to each other, right? But then you see this motherfucker in the fast lane just going 120, 150 right next to you. You're like, oh shit, that guy's fast, or like, that guy's moving, right? But it's just because even when you get to the next level, the playing field widens. People get better. It's just like, even though you improve, the people around you improve as well. And if you're not constantly improving, or if you're not also chasing the guy who's zooming past, or like learning from them, you stay slow. And that's how I feel. Like, I have gone faster, but I'm also now on the highway where, like, I feel so slow. I was doing it today as well. And even when, like, you're on the highway, but you go even slower than that, you go 80 kilometers an hour, you go 60, you go 40 when there's like some sort of roadworks, you feel slow as shit, because like, the roads are so big and you are moving slow, and that makes you feel really down. And I think that's, past couple weeks, I felt that way a little bit, because I accelerated quite fast, and now my baseline or my benchmark is so much higher that if I don't have that same level of growth again, I just feel slow as fuck. And I feel like I'm not doing the right thing. I feel like I'm not, achieving what I want to. I'm not moving with speed, even though I'm already faster and I've already improved. So yeah, that's a realization that I've had. And I want to go faster. I want to hit $1 million a month by June this year. And I don't say that as, something to kind of trick myself into. I already know that I'm capable of doing that, and it's just about taking action to actually achieve that now. And so, yeah, like, I think this year and in the past year, I've changed so much. I'm extremely grateful for the people who've been with me on the journey for the past year, for the past 3 years, my entire life, honestly. I've seen so many things. I've experienced so many new things in the past year. And I genuinely, like, it's so weird that all the goals that I've set for myself, all the things that I've always wanted to achieve, all my dreams, they're just getting ticked off, like one by one. And it's not anybody else's doing but mine. Obviously, God has a huge part to play in this, and I thank God. And the only way I would be here is with God, right? Having my full trust and faith in Him, even when things are completely going downhill, when shit is hitting the fan. I truly believe in God. I have full faith that as long as I keep moving, as long as I keep as long as I keep moving, as long as I keep doing the thing that I know I need to do, I just have to row hard. I just have to do the thing, and then God will steer the boat, essentially, and lead me to my destination, essentially. So, yeah, I think that the last year has been fucking incredible. I'm, again, extremely grateful for the friends I've met, the connections I've made, the people who have come and gone, who have taught me many, many things. I'm honestly so excited for what this year has to bring. I know this has been one of the most random rants, rambles that I've had in a long time, but a bit of a reflection on my past few years in life and business. I'm 24 now. I hope, and obviously I know, that my mom would be proud of me for the achievements I've made, for the person I've become, the impact I've had on the world as well. I think she really would be proud, and that makes me happy internally. So, yeah, for anybody watching this video, I really appreciate you getting to the end. It could have been pretty fucking boring listening to me yap this whole time, but if you have listened to this, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you. There's always somebody out there, silent, lurking, that I don't know is supporting me, but is always supporting me out there. And that's, like, those people are the ones that are your true supporters, essentially. And you wouldn't be able to do what you do without. And so, thank you guys. I'm 24. Let's kill it this year.